story of the violin.
Okay, here's the story. My great-grandfather, living in Russia, where's the place we're having all the trouble right now?
Oh,
I forgot the.
In the Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yeah,
Ukraine.
near Kiev. He had a shoe store in a small village, and in 1870, it was the day he went into Warsaw, Poland, on a regular buying trip for shoes for his shoe store. And in the evenings, he had nothing to do but walk around the city. And he was walking around, he heard a street musician playing this violin. That was in 1870. And he was a drunken fool.
I can
The
relate.
musician.
Imagine that.
And anyway, he came back several nights to listen to him play, and he got to talking to the guy, and the guy said he needed money very, very badly, and he wanted to sell his violin. So my great-grandfather looked at it, he's not a violin player, and he bought it very reasonable, and took it home, and it was one of his prized possessions. Because at that time in Russia, the Russian people were always trying to emulate the French. And the French were big in violins, and the Italians were big in violins, so the Russians wanted also to be big in violins, but he didn't know how to play it. So he had this violin for 30 years until my grandfather got married, and he decided that that would be the supreme wedding gift for his son.
Yeah.
So he gave the violin to my grandfather as a wedding gift, and that was, a big deal.
Sure.
Then the situation was getting very bad in Russia, and they were trying to save their children from death. So the two parents, my grandfather's parents and my grandmother's parents, made a deal to marry their son to their daughter, and the two families chipped in, and they sent this small family. It took about 6 years till he got ready to go, but they sent the family to the United States. They had to take the train from, this is a long story.
I got nothing but time for you, man.
Okay. They had to take the train from Kiev to Marseille, France, to where the ship left from. And on the way, they were accosted by a burglar, several robbers, I should say, came aboard the train, and they wanted money, or they were going to kill them. And this was a thing that happened very, very frequently. So what they had done was they didn't bring any cash. What they brought with them was diamonds. And they had them sewn in the hems of my grandmother's skirt. But these robbers were so savvy that they knew that's where everyone else was doing the same thing. So they took the baby that they had, my grandmother's baby was 6 months old. There was 3 other children. And they picked it up by its feet, upside down, and said, and she said, "Give me my baby back." And they said, "We will. We'll give you half now, and the other half when they give me the diamonds." So they gave them the diamonds. And when the train slowed down at the next slowdown, they threw them off the train physically and threw their baggage out after them. The violin, fortunately, was in a steamer truck that was in the baggage car. But here they were, like 300 miles from Marseille, and no train ticket, no train, no money. They had to walk and get rides with 3 children. Actually, there were 4. And they finally got to Marseille 2 months after the boat left. So, and the violin was not there, but when they got to the train station in Marseille, they were able to get their steamer trunk.
Wow.
Make a long story